or take care of them. I mean, think about it. You're looking after the children, and here you come home, and you're going to need help, like going up the stairs, down the stairs, get on the toilet, wash yourself. I mean, it's, you can't really blame a woman for like wanting to like bail. I mean, really. They never signed up for that. I mean, when you got married, yeah, till death do us part, and then sickness and health, and so on. But the reality of it is, when your partner's a mess, physically and mentally, I mean, it's a lot of it's a big burden to handle. I mean, it's saddening to a degree where, you know, here's your partner that's supposed to be with you thick and thin, and more or less thin is where they are. It's like they don't want to do it. And actually, from most of the people I've met that were married, they're not. And good luck on finding somebody that really wants to deal with somebody who's got a brain issue. So yeah, there's not a lot of, you know, people lined up. I mean, for myself as well. I mean, really. I mean, what could I expect? I mean, nobody wants to like engage with somebody who's a bit off. You're weird. I mean, I'm weird. I mean, read my blogs and you'll see how weird I am. It's a lot of issues. So you basically take on a single existence. When they say that you're all when you're they'll encourage you quite often to get out there, visit your friends, and get out to malls, and you know they're always worried that you're gonna become so introverted or not accept your outside life that you'll just live one where you're on your own, basically. I mean, when you think about it from my point of view, and you really got to see it through the point of view of your loved ones and so on, and the point of view that, of course, a future girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife or whoever would have to deal with a person that you don't even, if you don't like yourself, how do you expect somebody to like you or want to be with you? Hell, I don't even want to be with me. I mean, really, I mean, what do I have that's exciting to be around? I mean, look at me, I'm talking to you. I mean, this is my way of having a conversation. Hi, all you people, you thousands of people out there. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to anybody individually because I was too weird for anybody to pick up on as an individual. But here, I'll talk to the masses of people, and it's pretty cool that I don't get any response, and I can just keep here chatting and telling you all kinds of stuff and what turmoil and troubles I've gone through. But outside of my shrink, nah, nobody wants to hear it. I mean, who would? I mean, wow, what an interesting conversation. It's a cool conversation for me. Like I say, I get to talk about my favorite subject again. Me. I mean, who knows that subject better than myself? All my wants and changes, and coolly enough, it's I have this fantastic ability to compare myself somewhat now compared to what I remember I was back then, and of course all these other issues that come up, and most of my issues are just basically questions like why and what and how, and I don't know, it's whatever. Oh, going back to the story again, because here I am distracted. I'm surprised I even got into this for a couple of hours. I got invited by my friend's brother, who had a friend along with him, to go for a coffee across the street. Now, that might sound to a lot of you like, big deal, you went out for coffee, but when you're stuck in a hospital for like, whatever, for me it was like, I don't know, a long time, and you're not allowed to, or you can't, or you won't, or you're unable to, or you're worried, or whatever the deal is, to engage with the public. and yet you look at all those people out there from a window, and they're walking by, and they have their lives, and there you are in a hospital room with people that are sick or whatever. You get to think that your way of life while you're living in there is normal, and in fact, it's not normal at all. I mean, living with a bunch of other sick people is, by all means, not normal. Uh, but it's easily something you can easily like get lost and just think that's the way it is. I mean, nurses and everybody, doing whatever you need to have done, and you don't have to fend for yourself. You're not cooking your own food, not doing your laundry. Uh, it's all done for you. I mean, you just have to wake up and do the minimum. So going back to the thing again, I would be wheeling myself around with one arm and one leg, and the other arm and the other leg were strapped into the wheelchair, at least first. And so when the offer was out that, hey, do you want to go have a coffee, like at the coffee shop or the Safeway? I think it was a Safeway. Yeah, it was a Safeway across the street. Yeah, somebody was willing to wheel me out there, and I mean, I couldn't walk around the hospital much or wheel my. It was a lot of effort to like even get myself to my classroom one-sided. It's like what do you think's going to happen when you pull or push with your left leg and your left arm, and the right arm and leg doing nothing? The tendency is to just like turn around in circles. I mean, it's big effort to, you got to then lean back and forth to get some type of momentum, forward momentum, and at the same time you don't want your left side to get too strong and over engaged. There's a lot of things involved there. So in any case, when I got offered to go across the street, and you put a little sheet or blanket or whatever over your your legs, whatever, because you get cold pretty easy. You get wheeled over there, and there you are. You're at a coffee table, enjoying a cup of coffee, in amongst normal people as they're like shopping and buying stuff around you. And when you look out the window, there's cars driving by, and there are people sitting right next to you that aren't patients or aren't on meds. They're just having a coffee, and they're carrying on a conversation that's normal. Most of my conversations in the hospital were about me. I mean, and the person I was talking to, it was about them. I don't think either one of us would be listening to each other. We would just take the opportunity when it struck where the person you're talking to needed a break or had to rethink, and then you used that as an excuse to speak, and then in turn he would wait for you to stop, and then he would speak. There, it's just weird, It's so yeah. When we're sitting out there and having a coffee, and you're engaged with normal people, and they're actually having coffee with you, and the conversation is very much different, and because you're now being exposed to a different set of senses. I mean, it's now warm, cold. You're not listening to hospital noises or people crying or whining or complaining. You're back in the real world. It's like a reconnection to reality, because the longer you stay in a hospital and stuck to a wheelchair, the more likely you're going to be stuck there and get comfortable, because that becomes your reality.